Sage Intacct are leading heavily into AI, and they've got some more releases that have come out just recently. So they have released some more AI agents. If you've been following, I guess, the journey of Sage Copilot and all of its AI developments, AI agents is the way they're working. Bots that are going to solve specific cases, and then they've got an overarching agent that is supposed to communicate effectively with those. So what they've released now is they've released something called a close analytics. Now this is adding on interactive charts, historical trends, and bottleneck detection as part, I guess, of its AI work, which helps, I guess, for anything regarding which entities need focus or handoffs, which are slowing down financial close. So it's looking at, I guess, how do we streamline that process, which is another one of, I guess, Sage's shining light objectives, is to eradicate period close. So makes sense that they're now focusing on agents that are going to do that. They've also brought out something called cash intelligence. This is a single screen view of short-term cash positions. So it enables AI to generate these, I guess, predictions of what's going to happen on this going forward on your cash based on historical trends, and then essentially make recommendations. So what should the finance team be doing to prioritize payments or avoid potential shortfalls in cash? This is something that I think we're going to start to see a lot more of, is the kind of this AI-driven cash flow forecasting. We had people try and do this in the past. Take Fluidly as probably the premium example of where it didn't quite work. But now I think with the power of AI and how it's embedded directly into these finance systems, we're going to see more of a direct trend of utilizing these tools to do this predictive analysis. There was two other little things that they've released. One is AI-powered import agents, so the ability to take data and import it in a standard way. So we've kind of seen this in the past where you bring it in, you have to map templates, map columns, and then it automatically will align whatever that import template is into the fields you need in the system. Well, this can do it, I guess, to some extent automatically. There's probably some like education you do with the first one, and then it knows it and it's going to do that on a regular cadence. We've seen, I think one of the leading ones in this early on was the likes of Silverfin. I think they had a tool that was really good at importing. We're now seeing this coming directly into the finance systems as well. And it's something that I like, and I think John might like this as well, is they've got Sage Intacct Data Cloud. This is for firms that have a more advanced reporting need, and you can access your data directly in Snowflake. So one of those, I guess, data wrapping tools, and query live financial data using either SQL or BL tools like Tableau, Power BI, etc. So you're now got really enhanced reporting that you don't need to rely on the Sage Intacct platform, the restrictions of that platform to delve into. Obviously, there are restrictions that normally come is how much data is in that layer. From the way they're talking about this, pretty much everything. Now, most of these features are coming out through, I guess, this quarter. Some of these are little sneak peeks of what's going to come out in Q2. I think some exciting, I guess, developments in Intacct, which definitely to me feels like it is the product Sage are throwing investment at.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And I think, as always, what we see with Intacct is they're leading the way when it comes to the Sage development because they're doing good things. If you think about the reporting that Sage tried to build into, I think it was Sage 50 and maybe Sage 200 a while ago, where they were using Salesforce as like an engine to power that. What an utter pile of crap that was. And they binned it pretty quickly when it clearly didn't work. Having the data in a database like Snowflake and then having that accessible to BI tools is like an absolute genius move. And then some of that other stuff that you mentioned on like cash flow, predictions and management. I mean, like you say, we've seen this in the small business arena for a little while, maybe not been as successful as maybe it should have been, but it's absolutely what your larger finance teams and particularly larger organizations still focus very much in, is that cash cycle. So I think really cool set of tools.